Having extraordinary intelligence is a great flex indeed, but if you aren't careful enough with your experiments, the whole world may get in danger. Just like most of the schools out there, Greenwood State School is also holding a science exhibition. The cruel principal keeps rejecting all the presenters and call their projects boring. There's only one student who's actually a genius here, Danny Dawkins. Unfortunately, no one recognizes his talent and he always gets bullied by his classmates. For this year's competition, Danny has invented a nanobot. His dog is suffering from fleas but doesn't like taking a shower. So Danny's nanobot uses liquid nitrogen to freeze the fleas. He shows the whole process through a microscope. It's definitely a brilliant step, but the principal doesn't like the presentation. She's ignoring Danny's efforts because she wants her son to win the competition regardless of the childish volcano he made. Danny's heart breaks and he calls the principal a cheater while talking to himself. Her son hears that accidentally and sends the bullies to teach Danny a lesson. The poor boy rushes to the restroom and hides in the toilet. The bullies find him eventually and get ready to beat him. Suddenly, someone from the neighboring stall makes the bullies float in the air and fall inside the toilet seats. The mysterious lady introduces herself as Miss Evans. She's the director at Cranston Academy. It's a secret boarding school for geniuses. She has been monitoring Danny's academic progress for years and believes that he deserves a better place where his talent is valued. She offers him a fully funded scholarship at Cranston Academy. That school will help Danny reach his full potential and let his imagination run wild. How can someone refuse such a great opportunity? It's like a dream come true for Danny. He agrees immediately, and a fancy car comes to pick him up the next day. It's actually not just a car, but a highly developed airplane that takes Danny to England in just an hour. As soon as he lands there, Ms. Evans greets him warmly and shows him the school. It's full of above-average students with their mind-blowing gadgets. The school lets them experiment freely and provides all the necessary tools. The thing that attracts Danny the most is the atomic particle reactor. Unfortunately, it was destroyed years ago and was shut down after that. Miss Evans takes Danny to Professor Stern's class. He's the genius who made the atomic particle reactor, but he couldn't continue the experiment. Professor Stern is highly against the idea of giving scholarships to a rural boy like Danny. He mocks at him and believes that Danny will never be able to prove himself worthy of Cranston. Danny ignores the comment and tries to get along with the class, but he accidentally breaks a student's project. After the unfortunate start, Danny goes to rest in his dorm. He's left in shock after knowing that his roommate is Liz. She's the same student whose project was destroyed by him. Danny doesn't want any friend or project partner either. Once, he had a partner who stole his research and secured a job at Global Tech. Since then, Danny doesn't trust anyone. He wants to move alone towards his goal of becoming like the great scientist Edward Fizerton. Little did he know, Liz is Edward's daughter. However, she's not happy about that, as it comes with so many expectations. The next morning, the kids are woken up by a flying robot and they join the classes. Liz thanks Danny for fixing her project, but it didn't let Danny have enough sleep. Professor Stern announces a surprise quiz and doesn't guide Danny about the system at all. Despite the circumstances, Danny still scores 99% marks, but it's surprisingly the lowest in the elite class. Professor Stern makes fun of him and warns him that if he fails the upcoming science project, then he'll be expelled out of the school. Danny can't sleep all night planning his next project. Nothing seems enough to impress the cruel Professor Stern. Suddenly, he remembers about the abandoned atomic particle reactor. If Danny succeeds in repairing the reactor and discovers a new particle, everyone will agree to his worth. In the middle of the night, Danny sneaks into the forbidden area and uses his multi-purpose screwdriver to open the lock. The building is full of dust and the reactor isn't operational anymore. It's going to take several high-voltage batteries and new wiring to fix the machine. The next day, Danny starts collecting the material from school. He steals some material from the school lab and takes out some from vending machines and cars. Afterward, he sneaks in the middle of the night to work on the reactor. A few days pass like this, and then Liz starts to get suspicious of Danny. The next night, she follows him to the reactor. Danny lets her witness his success and prepares to operate the machine. It doesn't turn on at first, but then Liz notices that the battery polarity is reversed. As soon as she fixes it, the radiator portal starts to glow. It opens a tunnel to another dimension. Danny wants to explore it, but Liz warns him of the risk. She ties a wire around so he can pull if he encounters any danger. Danny steps into the portal and finds a colorful forest on the other side. It's full of wild plants that Danny has never seen before. Liz wasn't letting him walk forward, so he untied the wire. As soon as he does that, a creepy monster attacks Danny. He runs back to the portal, but a huge walking eyeball blocks his way. Danny throws some mud towards the eyeball and rushes out of the portal. Someone flies after him and leaves the building. Liz pulls out the power plug to turn off the portal and runs after the escaped monster. He looks like a fusion of a human and a moth. An old guy with an extra pair of hands, antennas, and wings. Danny attracts him with a torch and tries to talk to him. The monster introduces himself as Mothman and requests not to send him back to the other dimension. Liz wants to know more about him, but he refuses to talk without having some Mexican food. Liz takes him to the nearest Mexican restaurant and buys some food. Mothman wasn't always like this. He was a normal human being named Juan, working as a lab engineer in Cranston Academy. He was assisting Professor Stern in his reactor experiment when he accidentally operated the machine. It took him to another dimension and turned off forever. Juan encountered many dangerous species, and one of them was a giant moth. Juan survived the attack, but the moth's bite turned him into a four-armed monster. Danny names this portal a fifth dimension and wants to explore more of it. He even suggests they skip the classes, but it's strictly prohibited at Cranston. Danny tells Juan to stay inside the room till they come back. In the class, Danny reveals that he's working on the discovery of another dimension along with Liz. But Professor Stern doesn't believe him. He also advises Liz to stay away from the crazy boy. Danny suddenly notices Juan standing at the classroom window. He requests permission to go to the toilet, and Liz does the same. Juan has found some good Mexican food and come to share it with the kids. He totally forgot that he looks like a monster. They all go back to the portal and notice that it has been activated without the power source. More monsters must have come out of it and roamed the whole school. Suddenly they hear horrifying screams of students. They must have been attacked by the monsters. Danny, Liz, and Juan follow the noise and reach the computer labs. A pink slimy monster called Manuel is freely walking around. It runs after Danny and Liz and destroys the whole lab. Danny throws Juan's formulated hot sauce at Manuel and it escapes the building. Miss Evans and Professor Stern reach there and ask for an explanation. Danny tells him the whole truth, but Stern doesn't believe him. How can a kid repair something Stern couldn't? Miss Evans takes the kids with her for further investigation. Before they can ride the car, Manuel jumps on it and kidnaps Evans. He takes her back inside the portal. When Danny and Liz reach there, they notice that the portal has grown bigger. It can let even bigger monsters pass through. And it did. A giant snake crawls out and rushes towards the school. According to Liz's calculations, the portal can devour everything in just 24 hours. It must be shut down before that. While the kids are trying to figure out a way, Juan starts behaving weirdly. His eyes roll away, and he grabs the kids while chanting, "Take them to the brain." Danny throws the hot sauce on him, and Juan comes back to senses. He has been hearing voices in his head, and only the hot sauce keeps him sane. Before he loses his control, Juan must guide the kids in shutting down the portal. The monsters have spread everywhere and attacked the students in the dorm and the campus. Meanwhile, Danny and Liz gets ready to enter the portal. They grab all the necessary tools and wear special aluminum bracelets to keep away the monsters. Afterward, they gather all of their classmates and motivate them to save their school. All these kids have exceptional intelligence and use their inventions to fight the monsters. Danny takes part too and turns a hamster 10 times greater in size to attack the monsters. They leave the campus in the hands of other students and rush towards the portal. Juan waited years to get out of that hell, so he refused to go back there. However, after Danny and Liz get inside the portal, Juan regrets his selfish decision and follows the kids. They witness Ms. Evans, Professor Stern, and the students taken away by giant tentacles. They all are being called by the brain of this creepy dimension. Juan suggests they rest a little bit before continuing their journey to find the brain. But as soon as they sleep, several tiny monsters crawl over them. They wake up immediately to fight the monsters, but Juan gets taken away by their tentacles. Danny blames himself for putting everyone's life in danger. If he hasn't opened the portal, nothing of this would have happened. He tells Liz to save her life and leave him alone in this mission, but Liz refuses to do so. She believes in the power of unity. Moreover, Liz has figured out how to reach the brain. The tentacles are like nerves that will lead to the nervous systems. Danny and Liz follow them to reach the brain and get ready to destroy it. Before they can do that, the ground cracks open and the tentacles arise with the campus staff and students. Danny and Liz can't hurt the humans, so they just distract the tentacles and tie them together. The brain gets frustrated and gets up from the ground. It puts down everyone else and rushes after Danny and Liz. Danny finds his nanobot and asks Liz to go throw the magnifying mirror to increase the bot's attack. He succeeds in making his little freezing gun, but it doesn't operate properly. The brain monster swallows Danny, but as soon as he does that, he starts to freeze. Danny has used the freezing gun to knock down the brain. Everyone is back to senses, but they must leave this world before the portal closes. Miss Evans calls her robots and high-tech cars to carry everyone safely. But Juan is left behind. He has found the moth who infected him and wants to take his revenge. After succeeding in his long-awaited goal, Juan also makes it out of the portal. The fifth dimension is closed, but Danny and Liz win Cranston's Genius of the Year award for their discovery and effort in saving the world. Danny has made his parents proud and gets to meet his idol too. He spends all of his prize money in rebuilding the atomic particle reactor. It belongs to him now, and the adventure will never end. World history taught us that geniuses are lone warriors. But now we know that the genius is the result of the collaboration of a whole group of creative minds.